Good. It's field trip day here in Terpsville. Elementary schools from across the DMV make up over 13,000 fans at the Xfinity Center, and we have a big matchup on our hands. The Central Connecticut State Blue Devils are taking on the Maryland Terrapins. My name is Jack Zwirn. Alongside me is Peter Kelly. And Peter, what are you looking at heading into the final non-conference game of the regular season?
Look, there's no way to sugarcoat this one. This is going to be an uphill battle for the Blue Devils of Central Connecticut State. They come into this one 0-10, ranking at the bottom of Division I in a few categories. I think the Terps just got to do what they've done all season, control the tempo, control the pace, press on offense, always do what they've done all year, and Coach Freeze is going to have her team prepared for the conference. So just got to get this one done and then move on to the Big Ten play.
Some breaking news coming in this morning. Senior Bree McDaniel, who's out for the season with a torn ACL, she has said that she is going to be redshirting this season. So she is done for the season, but she will be back next year. She's going to be a key piece to the 2026-27 team, but this year she will be out the remainder of the year.
Yeah, McDaniel's going to be a big loss. She suffered an ACL tear around New Year's of last year against Minnesota, actually. And she's still rehabbing from that. She chose to redshirt. She'll get to play next year, but that's the fourth Terp this year that'll be out for the season. Leah Bartelma, freshman guard, tore her ACL November 13th. Ava McKinney tore her ACL in Puerto Rico. And then Kayleen Smeichel, just elected last week to undergo knee surgery. The Terps leading scorer from last year will be out for the entirety of this season. So the Terps having to come back from some big losses and dip into their bench more often.
Yeah, we'll see what their plan is for today. But coming into today's game, Maryland is coming off of a huge win against Delaware State. They held Delaware State to just 21 points in that entire matchup, the lowest point total allowed in UMD women's basketball history. It was a huge win for Maryland. Coming into tonight, do you see this morning, really, do you see a similar result coming, or is this a game that the Blue Devils, they have a chance?
I think it's definitely possible. I mean, the Terps won that one by 70. I don't think that's really normal for any Division I on Division I game. It's the lowest points allowed in Maryland history, as you said. Garzone led the way with 18. Kendall Walker tied her career high with 13. And then Ozzy Mamadou had her first double-double of the season with 11 points and 11 boards. I think this game could get out of hand early, but we'd like the Blue Devils to keep it competitive just from a basketball fan standpoint. But we'll see. This is a team that has struggled coming in. They've yet to win a game. And meanwhile, the Terps, number 7 in the AP poll, they've yet to lose a game. So it should be a fun one regardless.
Yeah, you just mentioned the Terps yet to lose a game on the season. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Central Connecticut State yet to win a game this season. However, they are coming off of 4 straight games of 11-plus assists. They had 13 in each of their last 2 games. They are starting to play better. Their last game was against UNH. They only lost by 3, 69-66 the final. Career-high points for Jessica Farrell, the freshman guard. What does Central Connecticut State have to do today to continue building up that momentum against a very tough Maryland opponent?
I think simply put, they're going to have to do everything right. I mean, they played their best game this season 2 days ago on Wednesday. They only have 1 game of rest, but it was a good game against New Hampshire. They've only lost by 3 at home. They only committed 8 turnovers, and they shot 40% from the field. That was their best performance of the season, including 7 of 16 from behind the three-point line. If they need to get a win today, it's going to be monumental, but they're going to need to shoot the lights out, play good defense, and eliminate the turnovers.
Well, we are just a minute or 2 away from tip-off. The stands are filling up with elementary students from all over the DMV. There's 126 school buses parked outside the Xfinity Center. You know, this place, it's going to be loud. It's going to be the most energized I've seen a crowd in a long time. It's going to be loud in here.
Yeah, field trip day quickly becoming one of the favorite traditions of Maryland women's basketball. They played in the field trip game last year against William and Mary. They won that one 107-57, and Kayleen Smeichel actually scored 21 in that game, giving her 1,000 for her career. Ozzy Mamadou was quoted, and she's one of the starters for today. She redshirted last year, and she said she got a little taste from the bench, so she heard all that screaming. She actually needed earplugs to get through that game. She can't have earplugs when she's on the court today, and it's going to be absolutely raucous here at Xfinity.
Yeah, so we are just about to get underway. We'll go through the starters real quick for Maryland. Addie Mack, Aluchi Okanawa, Kendall Walker, Yarden Garzone, and Izzy Menmi, Ozzy Mamadou. On the side of the Blue Devils, it's Jessica Farrell, Sierra Pearson, Kaya Lewis, Kayla Henry, and Lucia Noyne. As we are just moments away from tip-off here this morning. The referee taking a couple practice tosses, as it will be Ozzy Mamadou and Noin on the tip-off in just a few moments. It's going to be a big game here. Final non-conference game of the regular season for both squads. Maryland ranked 3rd in the Big Ten, coming in 7th on the AP poll. And it's already loud, and we haven't even had the tip-off. Head coach Brenda Freese getting some last-minute advice to her players, as now our referee heads to the center, tosses it up, and we are underway from the Xfinity Center. Maryland wins the tip-off, going left to right. Addie Mack with the ball to start, making her way over to the right. She finds Okanawa, who puts up a shot, sinks it for the first points of the game. Maryland takes an early 2-0 lead. Blue Devils, they'll have their first possession now. It's Pearson with it, as that one gets tipped out of bounds by Maryland. Okanawa got a hand in there.
It's going to be a big point of emphasis for head coach Kristen Caruso and this Blue Devils team. Break the press. We saw the Mount do a good job with it about 2 weeks back against the team that Maryland expected to blow out coming in, but they're going to have to really get through that tough Maryland D if they want to get a chance in this game.
So Kaya Lewis will inbound it, finding the open teammate. It's Farrell. Farrell gets it over to Henry. Henry passes it back to Lewis, who puts up a 3, misses. Maryland grabs the rebound. It's Okanawa driving into the basket, puts up a layup and in. Okanawa with 2 straight baskets to open up the scoring for Maryland. Now the Blue Devils dealing with that press again and again. Great defense here by the Terps on Jessica Farrell. Farrell looking for someone to get open. She finds her teammate. Now over to the corner. Putting up a shot is Noin. It won't go. Rebound grabbed by Garzone. And the Terps are back on offense. Garzone into the middle of the paint. Putting up a shot, and in is Ozzy Mamadou. Excuse me, that's Kendall Walker who puts it in. And the Terps on an early 6-0 run. Blue Devils looking for something, their momentum to shift here with a shot up and off target once again, this time by Pearson. Now Addie Mack driving in towards the basket for Maryland, puts up a layup, won't go. Rebound grab by Maryland and puts it in. A foul called on the Blue Devils as Mack was driving in. So foul called on Farrell. So it's 6-0 Maryland. At the line is Addie Mack, shooting 2.
Mack, the freshman guard for Minneapolis, actually had a bit of a homecoming on December 7th. Returned to the Twin Cities, where she scored 16 points and added on 8 rebounds and 6 assists. She played 48 minutes of that double OT contest.
Mack sinks the first one. Yeah, Mack was 16, like you said, against Minnesota. It was 116 points on the season. She's missed a few games. She's been one of the top scorers for this Terps squad as she takes her second free throw and sinks it. Maryland up 8-0.
Good to see Mack back today as well. Her and Poffenbarger missed the last game with ankle injuries, perhaps after playing so long in the game against Minnesota.
The inbound from the Blue Devils, intercepted by Maryland, but sent out of bounds. It will remain with the Blue Devils. So inbounding will be Noin. Lucia Noin looking for a teammate. She finds Pearson. We have a whistle here, and we'll redo it again.
Yeah,
Excuse me, no, it's Maryland ball now, so I guess the Blue Devils were out of bounds.
Yeah, Lucia Noin ran the baseline there, which she couldn't do. It was a dead ball, so Maryland's going to get the turnover.
So Garzone will inbound it for Maryland. She finds Ozzy Mamadou. The layup is up and in for Ozzy Mamadou, and the Terps extend their lead 10-zip. And a travel now is called on the Blue Devils, and Jessica Farrell. Some key errors early on for Central Connecticut State have put them behind by 10 already. 7:55 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, how about this start to energize this sold-out field trip day crowd? The Terps 4 of 4 from the field, and Central Connecticut State 0 of 3, including 3 turnovers.
Mack finds Walker. Walker out to Okanawa for 3, won't go. Rebound grab by the Blue Devils. Maryland putting on the press to Farrell. Farrell finds her teammate. A 3 is good for Lucia Noyne, and the Blue Devils are on the board. Addie Mack finds Garzone, looking for a 3 of her own. Won't go. Foul called on the rebound. And it will be Blue Devil ball. Foul called on Ozzy Mamadou. So it'll be the Blue Devils to inbound, down 10-3, 7:23 remaining in the first quarter. It's Lucia Noyne all the way up the field to Pearson. Loses control of it, a scramble for the ball underneath the net. And we have a whistle. It will be the Blue Devils with possession as the jump ball's called. Inbounded by Pearson. Out for 3 from Lewis is no good. Okanawa with the rebound. Driving up towards the basket. She finds Mack. Puts up a mid-range jumper. Sinks it. 12-3 Terps. Now the Blue Devils looking to shift momentum here. They need to get something going as the Terps putting on a great defensive showing. Out to Pearson in the corner. Back to Pearson in the paint. Now she'll look for her teammate. She finds one. It's Farrell. Farrell for 2. Got it. Excuse me, that's Noyne. Now the Terps looking for a shot from Garzone. 3, sinks it. Yarden Garzone, the Terps' main 3-point shooter, puts it up and in. That's her 30th three-pointer on the season as the Maryland Terrapins now with a turnover. And Okanawa puts it in, gets the steal and puts up the layup. And now we have a timeout on the field. 6:07 remaining in the first quarter. 17-5 Maryland as Central Connecticut State takes a timeout. Peter, what are you seeing here early?
Well, the Terps certainly came out guns blazing here early in the morning. 7 of 9 so far, and they just forced that turnover. Okanawa on the fast break. She leads all scorers with 6. On the flip side, Central Connecticut State not getting much done, but Lucia Noyne has all 5 points, including sinking a 3. She's 36% on the year, by far their best shooter from behind the arc.
Yeah, Noyne is the team leader in points. 110 coming into tonight's game, make it 115 now. Coming off a great game against UNH, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, a block. Huge, great stat line for Noyne. So far, she's been the only one on this Blue Devils team who's been able to put points up on Maryland's defense. It's been great so far. Okanawa with a steal. Maryland getting some good rebounds from Okanawa, Walker, all of them really, as Boyko has checked in coming out of the timeout for Maryland. Maria Boyko, that is. No subs as of yet for the Blue Devils. As you can hear this crowd roaring for field trip day, a screaming contest. That's one I haven't heard in a while. We have a dancing competition going on now. But let's get back to the game at hand. Maryland on the season. 3 players have made it to 1,000 career points for Maryland this season. Kayleen Smichael, who is now out for the season with her knee surgery, but also Yarden Garzone and Sailor Poffenbarger all reached 1,000 points at separate points this season. They have 26 straight wins against non-conference opponents. Last loss was in 2022 against South Carolina, who was ranked #1 at the time.
Terps have just been so impressive in the non-conference this year. Not a ton of challenges at home, but on the road in Puerto Rico, they took on the 12th ranked currently Kentucky Wildcats. They took that one in a back and forth affair where the Terps just ran away with it in the fourth quarter, taking down Clara Strack and the Kentucky Wildcats. An impressive win for Coach Freeze down south in PR.
And on Coach Brenda Freeze, winningest coach in Maryland basketball history, 769 winning percentage. It's just an insane record. She's her all-time record, 664 and 199 at Maryland. She hasn't even reached 100 losses yet, and she's been here for 23 years. Just insane numbers that she's been able to put up as we are back underway with the Blue Devils with possession. Bringing it down the field, it's Noin, as that's blocked by Boyko. Blue Devils re-grab possession. They get it over to Lewis. Lewis finds Pearson. Into the paint is Henry. And that gets knocked out of bounds, and it will be Maryland ball. Stellar defense from Maryland here early on. It'll be Addie Mack bringing it up the court, finds Garzone, puts up a three, got it! Yarden Garzone, her second three-pointer of the game, an 8-0 run for Maryland. Now the Blue Devils, it's Pearson finding Henry. Henry driving to the basket, puts up a layup too strong. Garzone with the rebound, finds her way to Walker. Walker driving to the basket as she's fouled on the way up. Second foul on the Blue Devils here today. And that'll send Terps to the line. Mir McLean checked in and was the one who got fouled. So McLean at the line makes the first.
McLean, such a great story. Spent her first couple of years at UConn, then made her way over to Charlottesville to play for the Virginia Cavaliers, where over 2 seasons she averaged 12 points and 9 rebounds a game, including 2 double-doubles. She sat out last year before returning back home. She's a Baltimore, Maryland native, and she's now in her redshirt season with the Terps.
Makes both free throws. Terps lead 22-5. 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. And once again, Maryland's press is really messing with this Central Connecticut State offense. They are able to bring it up all the way. And in for the two-pointer is Noin, continuing the streak of her being the only ones with points. As the three won't go from Garzone, Maryland grabs the rebound, it's Boyko. Garzone into the paint, finds McLean, out to Mack. Mack over to the corner, now driving is Walker. Walker back out to Mack for three, short. So that'll be Farrell to inbound for the Blue Devils. It driving in towards the basket, passes it out for three, won't go as Lewis misses the three-pointer. Maryland grabs the rebound, it's Walker. Gets it over to Garzone for another three, and she is on fire. 3 of 5 from three is Garzone, up to 9 already, 25-7 Maryland.
Garzone's just someone you cannot give that much space. She led the Big Ten in 3 points made last year at Indiana.
Mack with the steal, driving, puts up the layup and in. 27-7 Maryland. A 15-2 run for Maryland. And the Terps. Mack almost with another steal there. Tried to get it away from Farrell. She finds Henry though. Henry out to Noin. Noin driving in, puts it up and in. So now it'll be Kendall Walker working her way up the court, finds Mack in the corner. Into the middle as that one gets stolen out of the hands of Boyko. Pearson unable to bring it all the way up. She finds her open teammate. Lewis now driving in. Passes it back out to Pearson. Pearson under pressure from Mack and Garzone. Gets it out and into the paint for Henry. Henry sinks it. No, that one did not go in. Looked like it did from our vantage point. Maryland now on the offense. 2 missed shots. This time it goes in. Third chance points as that's Walker. Yeah, on the other side, it did look like Henry's layup went in. It's from our vantage point, I guess not. 29-9 Maryland, 2:39 on the clock as we have a timeout on the field. 7 points for Lucia Noyne, 2 for Kaya Lewis. On the side of Maryland, Addie Mack with 6, Kendall Walker with 4, McLean with 2, Garzone 9. And that's just who's on the court. Okanawa also has 6, who's checking back in for the Terps. Brianna Williams checks in for Maryland. You can hear the roars from the crowd as the Blue Devils driving in. That shot won't go. Rebound grabbed by Central Connecticut State. The pass gets away from Noyne. As she finds it in the corner, she gets it to Barnes, who is checked in. Trinity Barnes. As that one gets knocked out of play by Maryland, it will remain with the Blue Devils. Also checking in for the Blue Devils was Krista Ramos. Ramos takes the inbound, finds her way to Lewis. Kaya Lewis for 3, won't go as the buzzer went off. Garzone will inbound it for Maryland. It's Walker now, bringing it up the court for Maryland. Motioning to her teammates. They get it over to the far side. Into the paint now. A reverse layup is good for Ozzy Mamadou. 29-9 Maryland. Three-pointer incoming for the Blue Devils is good. That's Krista Ramos. Now Maryland on the attack. They put the layup up and in, as that's Ozzy Mamadou. A lot of back and forth fast play here. The Blue Devils with a layup good from Trinity Barnes. Now Maryland once again moving quickly. It's Okanawa out to Garzone for 3 once again. She's got it. That's her 4th three-pointer of the game. And a timeout called. Man, Maryland has been on fire to start out this one.
Darden Garzone, just an absolute sniper. When you leave her with any kind of space from behind the three-point line, she's going to cash it in. She's 4 of 6 already today. Last year at Indiana, she shot 41% from behind the arc. That was good for 2nd in the Big Ten.
And Garzone coming into to this morning's matchup, 29 of 79 from 3. She started out the year a little slow, but now 4 of 6 today. She has been hot as of late, not just today, the last few games as well. Garzone, the senior out of Ra'anana, Israel. Her family is here today in the crowd, and it's a great game for them to come to as she has 12, leading Maryland with 49 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 36-14, Maryland in front. Coming out of the timeout now, it's the Blue Devils. Noyne swinging it over to the far near side, it's Ramos. Ramos back to Noyne, back to Lewis. Mid-range jumper, no good. Garzone with the rebound finds Addie Mack. Mack with 6 points on the day. looking to add to her total here. Signaling to her team. She finds Okanawa. Back over to Mack. Back to Okanawa, driving in toward the basket. Out for three is Brianna Williams. She's got it. Williams with the three-pointer, adding to the totals. The inbound is stolen by Maryland. And up goes Addie Mack. She gets fouled on the layup attempt. Maryland's press working again as time expires in the first quarter. We'll see if they're going to give the foul or if it came after time expired. The Blue Devils were inbounding the ball, and it was intercepted by Maryland. They passed to Addie Mack. She went up for a layup. She got fouled on the way up, but the refs are checking to see if the foul occurred before or after time expired in the first. Either way, as of now, it's a 39-14 lead for Maryland. 4 steals, 12 rebounds for Maryland. 1 steal, 5 rebounds for the Blue Devils. Refs still discussing. Peter, what do you think the call will be?
It's a little tough to say. I thought there was a little bit of time remaining, but they may just give the Blue Devils the benefit of the doubt and get them into the quarter break. I mean, they certainly need a rest. They're down 25 after just 10 minutes.
Refs continuing to discuss. Now they're talking to the line judges. Still unsure of what the call is.
Yeah, I think they're just going to go ahead and wipe that one off. It did seem like Matt got fouled before the red rim around the basket lit up, but unfortunately, I think the refs are just going to send both teams into the quarter break and give them a chance to regroup after that laser-fast first quarter.
So after the first quarter, Maryland leads 39-14. When we return, I'll hand over play-by-play duties to Peter. We will be right back from the Xfinity Center.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome you back into WMUC Sports, where we've got a barn burner already after 10 minutes. The Terps lead this one 39-14. My name is Peter Kelly. Alongside me is Jack Zwirn. We've got the coverage for you for WMUC. Your Terps, your station. Terps will start with possession here in quarter number 2. They'll roll out Mac Okanawa, Walker, Ozzie Mamadou, and Williams. On the left wing, three-pointer up from Okanawa. No good off the back of the rim. Rebound pulled down from Kaya Lewis for Central Connecticut State. Bringing up the floor is Krista Ramos, the freshman from Neptune, New Jersey. Dribble handoff. Now over to Kayla Henry. Catches it just inside the three-point line. Gives it right back to Luthia Nguyen. Three-pointer up from Ramos. Too strong off the backboard. Rebound pulled down by Maryland. Okanawa moving forward with it. Crosses the three-point line. Dishes to Mack. Layup off the glass. It's good. And the foul. First bucket of the second. And it's a chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, once again, we're just moving quickly. Both sides trying to work the way up the court very fast. No matter if it's a make shot, miss shot, no matter what the situation is, both sides, Maryland and Central Connecticut State, moving very quickly here. No sense of slowing down.
Great find up ahead to Addie Mack, who cashed in the layup off the glass, and the three-point play does not go down as the free throw rattles around and doesn't fall. So 41-14 stays the score. The Terps out in front comfortably.
Yeah, that miss is a little out of character from Mack. She's shooting .956 from the line coming into today's game.
This ball tipped into the backcourt, but the Blue Devils do recover it. Now they cross again. Kayla Henry's got 10 to shoot for the Blue Devils. Gives it up to Ramos. Handoff Nguyen, shooting that one from Spain off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound tipped up, and there's a foul down low. It's going to go against Central Connecticut State on the rebound.
That long three-point shot there from Nguyen. She had time. It wasn't like the shot clock was about to expire or anything, so not a smart shot from Nguyen there.
1 minute's gone by in quarter number 2. The Terps lead this one by 27. Trying to go to work down low is Kayla Henry, defended nicely by Williams. She gives it away. The pass is tipped. It finds Krista Ramos, still with Central Connecticut State. Top of the key three-pointer taken by Lewis. No good off the back of the rim. Defensive rebound from Maryland is Okanawa. She's coming away with it. She's across the three-point line, now past the free throw line. Her shot is blocked, but we're going to get a travel before it even got up. So Okanawa with a head of steam off of the defensive rebound. Got downhill, but had the shot blocked and traveled. So a turnover against Maryland gives it right back to the Blue Devils. Long pass on the inbound is intercepted. Ozzie Mamadou to Mack down low. Okanawa gets the bucket. Great ball movement from the Terps. They get the first 2 scores of the second.
It's the 8th turnover for the Blue Devils thus far.
Back the other way come the Blue Devils. They move right to left. Wild shot off the side of the backboard is no good. It will stay at this end. Kaya Lewis, not a lot of control on that, but it was tipped out of bounds by Maryland, so it stays here with 17 on the shot clock. 43-14 Maryland, your score, 8:20 to go in the second quarter here on Field Trip Day. Baseline inbound for the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils. Just 14 points so far in about 11 minutes of game time. It's dumped down low. Trying to go to work down low is Matilda Toure, and it's no good. Good defense down there by Ozzie Mamadou. Now running the point is Oluchi Okanawa from Maryland. In the corner, Addie Mack, three-point up. Off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound tipped around, and Boyko had her hands on it from Maryland, but it's a defensive board for Central Connecticut State. Pushing the tempo come the Blue Devils. Cross half court, and dribbling with it is Luthia Nguyen. Hands it off to Trinity Barnes. Here's Nguyen in the corner for 3. No good, too strong. Defensive rebound, Addie Mack for the Terps. Crosses half court, she's moving quickly. Gives it down low for Okanawa. Spin move off the glass, tough finish, and in. 45-14 Terrapins, 7.5 to play in quarter number 2. Central Connecticut State moving right to left. Slicing in is Nguyen, blocked at the rim by Ozzie Mamadou. It'll stay at this end. It trickled out of play, and we'll get a few subs in. Ozzie Mamadou subbing out after the block, as is Addie Mack, and checking back in Yarden Gerzon. And for the first time today, it's the Romanian freshman Nicole Fritea. 7.5 to play. Baseline inbound is intercepted by Okanawa. She's got 3 steals already. 2-on-1, they give it to Boyko. Layup cannot get it to go. Offensive rebound, loose in the paint. Boyko trying to get her hands on it. It's going to be a jump ball. The referee with his thumbs in the air. 7:20 to play, and the possession will go to the Blue Devils.
45-14 Maryland, 7:18 remain in the first half. Blue Devils looking to change the course of this game here, get back into it, but they do have a long road ahead.
Terps applying full court pressure on the inbounds. The inbound does go to Nicora Patrick, the freshman guard from Atlanta. She brings it up the floor. She crosses half court. The crowd getting loud here in Xfinity, a crowd of 13,000 strong. Hands it off to Pearson. Pearson in the paint, had it poked away in Solon. Walker up ahead to Boyko. Terps have 2-on-1. Boyko all the way. Tough layup, good.
Boyko on the board for the first time today. That's her 10th points of the season.
Maria Boyko showing off the mobility there. 6'3", stretching the floor and getting the bucket to go on the fast break. Shot taken by Lewis, misses everything. Air ball for Central Connecticut State. They're still scoreless in quarter number 2, and the 6:45 to play in the first half. It's the Terps comfortably 47-14. Kendall Walker, the redshirt freshman point guard from Beltsville, brings it up the floor. Crosses the red Maryland M, now gives it to the right wing, and Yarden Garzone. Across the court to Walker, who slices in, fires up a 16-footer, no good. Rebound poked around, and it falls to Mir McLean from Maryland. Terps still with possession. 12 seconds to shoot. Garzone on the right side. Across the floor, here's Boyko at the left elbow, over to Walker, left baseline jumper. Rattles around, no good. Defensive rebound finds Kaya Lewis, and the Blue Devils moving forward. Lucia Noyen from Santander, Spain. Gives it up to Patrick. Patrick crosses the free throw line. Now at the left block. Shot is blocked. Good save by Garzone to Mir McLean. Now the Terps have numbers. Walker to Garzone. Picked up by Patrick for CCSU. Now over to Kendall Walker. Gives it right at the free throw line to McLean. Down low on the right block for a free Taya, and her layup is good for her first points. Terps not doing anything too flashy. They're just getting the right passes, and they're getting the nice layups. 10 points so far, all via the low block. 5.5 to play, 49-14 Maryland. Lucia Noyen slips the double team and gets the easy layup to go. Noyen up to 9 points on the day on 4 of 10 shooting. Maryland moving quickly, wasting no time. McLean all the way into the paint on the left blocker. Layup is no good. Left it short. Defensive rebound for CCSU by Janae Stevens, their tallest player at just 6'1". 5:10 to play in the second quarter. Terps lead this one by 33. A little bump inside on Trinity Barnes, and it trickles out of play. It's a turnover for CCSU, and it goes back with the Maryland Terrapins.
10th turnover on the game for CCSU. It's been something that they had been avoiding the last couple games. It's turning the ball over, but Maryland's defense proving strong here today.
Garzone's got it on the right wing. 20 on the shot clock. She's still holding it. She gives it to Boyko at the right elbow. Cutting into the paint. Tosses one off the back of the rim. It doesn't fall. Foul called. Actually, it's going to be a traveling violation on Central Connecticut State. That goes against Trinity Barnes, the senior from Gary, Indiana, by way of UNC Asheville. So it's a turnover for the Blue Devils, and that'll take us to our media timeout here under 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Terps still comfortable, 49-16. They're scorched earth from the field, 60.6% from the field, including 42% from three, and they're led by Yarden Garzone. 12 points, all from behind the three-point line.
Yeah, the Terps have been spreading the ball around very well so far today. Everyone who has entered the game has points. Walker with 4, McLean 2, Boyko 2, Garzone 12. Like, I could just go down the full list. Everyone on this team putting up points against this Blue Devils defense. Meanwhile, on the Blue Devils side, there's been a total of 4 players who have scored points. Lucia Noyen has 9 of them. Everyone else has made 1 basket. Ramos, Barnes, and Lewis.
Top to bottom, it's been dominant today for the Maryland Terrapins and Coach Brenda Fries. They outscored the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils by 33 points. And on our media timeout, we will take a short break here on WMUC. As the media timeout winds down, we welcome you back into WMUC Sports Radio. I'm Peter Kelly, he's Jack Zwirn. We've got about 4 minutes to go until the halftime break. And perhaps mercifully for the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils, just 16 points mustered in over 15 minutes of gameplay. They will not get a chance to add to it here, as it'll be the Terps with possession under their own basket out of the break. Addie Mack searching, gives it in the corner from Mir McLean. McLean at the left wing, top of the key for Garzone. Garzone straightaway three, no good off the side of the rim. Defensive rebound for Central Connecticut State, Kaya Lewis. Lewis dribbles with the right, she's defended by Mir McLean. Pass picked off, Mack got in the way of the pass to the point guard, all the way in, easy layup in with the left. Terps break 50, they lead this one by 35. This Maryland pressure showing no signs of letting up. 12 turnovers already for the Blue Devils and Coach Kristen Caruso.
And 3 in the last minute of play.
51-16, 4:10 to play. Wild shot by Trinity Barnes is no good. Good defense down low by Maria Boyko. Pass up ahead for Garzone was just a bit too far out in front. Ozzy Mamadou led her a little bit too far, and it's another Maryland turnover going back with the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils. .408 on the clock here in the second quarter. Maryland 51, Central Connecticut State 16. Not a ton of doubt so far about which team was going to dominate this one. Hasn't exactly been a nail-biter, but it's been fun for everyone involved, including our sellout crowd at the Xfinity Center. Another turnover for the Blue Devils. Lobbed all the way up for Mack, and it's too far out in front. Another bad pass leads to another Maryland turnover, and what could have been an easy fast break layup goes the other way. Inbounding under Maryland's hoop is Trinity Barnes, the 5'7" senior guard, playing in her 10th game of the season. Pass goes right for another turnover. Mir McLean is bumped out of bounds, and the foul will go on the Blue Devils and Lucia Noy.
The 5th turnover in the last minute and a half for the Blue Devils. I mean, it's getting out of hand almost. They got to start cleaning up their play here. I mean, they're already down 30 plus. The turnovers are not helping. 14 on the game.
And it's something Coach Freese has wanted to emphasize this year. They want to leave no doubt. They're going to press you for 4 quarters regardless of who's on the floor and who they're playing. Under 4 minutes to play, 51-16 Maryland. Terps in their home whites. Garzone on the right wing. To Ozzy Mamadou down low for Boyko, going up strong against the double team. She's fouled, and she will shoot 2. Foul goes against Nakora Patrick, 5'11" freshman from Atlanta, and it sends Maria Boyko, the 6'4" freshman from Belarus, to the free throw line. Boyko at her best game of the season against Delaware State on December 10th. 8 points and 7 rebounds. She gets the first free throw to go. She's up to 3 points in this one. She's got the ball for her second. Dribbles 3 times, now puts it up. 2 swishes. 53-16 Maryland. And this lead ever widening. 37-point contest here at the Xfinity Center in front of a sellout crowd from elementary schools all across the DMV. Inbound pass goes to Lucia Noy, and she crosses half court through a swarm of Terps. Gives it up to the right wing, Christina Ramos. Up top, Noy. Gives it to Patrick, catches it at the left elbow. Patrick trying to spin, now kicks it to the corner for Ramos. Ramos stepped out of bounds. Another turnover for the Blue Devils.
Whether it's errant passes, ball mishandling, just turnovers piling up for the Blue Devils. Maryland being able to take advantage of it.
McLean cutting in from the right wing, gives it to Mack at the left block, no good. Rebound still in contest, and McLean comes away with it from Maryland. It's a jump ball called, and possession arrow points towards the Terps. Checking in quickly is Maddie Torre, the freshman from Stockholm, Sweden, for the Blue Devils. Maryland with a baseline inbound. 7 minutes have gone by in quarter number 2, just 3 to play. 53-16 Maryland out in front. Central Connecticut State just 2 points in this quarter. Garzone, 3-pointer. Bounces around, doesn't fall. Tracked down in the corner by Ramos for the Blue Devils. Under 3 to play, Ramos crosses half court. and the freshman from New Jersey looking to set up the offense. Dribble handoff to Lewis. Kyle Lewis at the top of the key. Thought about a three, now gives it to the right wing. Here's Noin. Back to Lewis. Lewis inside the three-point line at the top of the key. Back to Noin. It's a two-girl show. 8 to shoot. Down low. Here's Kayla Henry. Wild shot, no good. Great defense down there by Maria Boyko. 53-16 Terps, 2.5 to play. McLean from Maryland at the left elbow hits the deck. She somehow rolls it over to Garzone at the left wing. 20 to shoot. Garzone at the top of the key. Offensive foul. They're going to get a moving screen, and it's go against Maria Boyko, I believe. So 2:20 to play. It'll go back towards the Blue Devils. And it's been a little sloppier than we'd expect here in quarter number 2. After quarter number 1, the Terps put up 39. This quarter, just 14.
You said a little sloppy. I'm saying it's actually been a clean game. Total of only 5 fouls between both squads combined. And we're almost done with this first half, 2:20 remaining. The turnovers have not been good, but the fouls, it's been a good game. Not that many fouls so far.
2:05 to play, 53-16 Terrapins. At the top of the key is Ramos, dribbling into the paint. Stripped away and turned over. Okonowa to Walker. Terps have a convoy. Back to Okonowa. Going through the contact, left the layup short. Offensive rebound, Williams from Maryland. Now in the paint, it's Walker scrapping away with it. Okonowa tried to go back up, no good. And this one finally tipped out of play. It stays with Maryland after a chaotic sequence.
It's just a giant scrum of players underneath the Maryland net there. Mess trying to figure out who is with the ball there as they inbound it once again.
Walker all the way up to Boyko. Now it's Walker at the top of the key to Okonowa at the left wing. 9 to shoot. Okonowa pulls from the left elbow. It's good. Oluchi Okonowa up to 12 on the day. 6 of 9 shooting. She's been the Terps' leading scorer this year. 15 points a game on the year. The transfer in from Duke has made an impact in her first year in College Park. Under 90 seconds to play. 1:20 as the Blue Devils pound the ball at the top of the key. Kayla Henry catches it at the right wing, defended by Maryland's number 11, Maria Boyko. 55-16 Maryland. Spinning into the paint and lost it. Lucia Noin couldn't come away with the ball. Now Maryland moving forward after the turnover. Walker to Williams. Left side mid-range jumper, no good, rattles out. 1:05 to play, and the defensive rebound is Pearson for the Blue Devils. But her pass is picked off. Ozzy Mamadou slicing into the paint. Tough finish off the glass. Ozzy Mamadou having a great game. 8 points, perfect from the field. 4-4. We've trickled under a minute to play in half number 1. Terrapins lead is 41, 57-16. Dribble handoff to Pearson on the left side. Hands off to Ramos across the court. Right wing, here's Lucia Noin. Sidestepping jumper, no good. Defensive rebound, Williams for the Terps. 9-second differential between shot and game. Walker crosses half court at the top of the key to the left elbow. Has nowhere to go. She picked up her dribble. Now gives it up to Okonowa at the right wing. 18 to shoot. Back to Walker at the left wing. They'll slow it down. The Terps will hold possession and try to get the best shot that they can. Okonowa. Right side behind the three-point line. Now it's Boyko at the free-point line. Dishes it down low. Williams couldn't go up strong. 3 seconds in the shot clock, and Maryland turns it over. 7 seconds. Central Connecticut State trying to push. They've got to get the last shot off here. Ramos slices in. Tries to go off the glass. No good. Defensive rebound, Okonowa. And that will bring us to the end of 2 quarters. 57-16 Maryland. And it's been all Terrapins here on Field Trip Day.
Yeah, good first half for Maryland. Not so great a first half for the Blue Devils. Too many turnovers for Central Connecticut State. But on the side of Maryland, something I'm looking at here, they're shooting 56% from the field today. And they haven't shot 60% since January of last year against Penn State. Looking to make that mark again today. They're just below that. Heading into half, they do have a good shot at getting there. But it's the first half over, 57-16 Maryland winning, at the time being 11 steals for Maryland, 26 rebounds. It's just been domination all over the stat sheet for the Terps.
Terps have led this one wire to wire. It's never been close. That second quarter, the Terps 18, the Blue Devils just 2. 57-16 your score. Maryland all in business here at the Xfinity Center. That brings us to halftime. There's 15 minutes on the clock. We'll get you right back with all the third quarter action here on WNUC.
Welcome back to the Xfinity Center, where we have the second half of Maryland versus CCSU. Maryland leads 57-16 coming out of the halftime break. It's field trip day here in Maryland. The crowd is going nuts. All I want for Christmas is you on the speakers. It's the holiday season. It's a great game of basketball. Peter, what did you see in the first half? What do you think we'll see in this second half?
Well, in the first half, Jack, I saw a lot of Maryland dominance, and I think we're going to continue that here in quarter number 3 and for the rest of this game. 57-16, I mean, the Terps just doing it all, shooting 56% from the field, 36% from 3. They've got 3 girls in double figures already. Max got 10, and Okonawa and Garzone both have 12. On the flip side, CCSU, Noin has 9. That's 9 of their 16 points. And with only 2 points scored in the second quarter, it's looking a little grim for the Blue Devils to get back into this one.
Yeah, as much as I hate to do it, I have to ask. It's field trip day. Elementary students are here. Brenda Fries is wearing a 6-7 jersey. What happens when Maryland scores exactly 10 more points?
Oh my goodness, it's going to be special. It's going to be pandemonium, I think unrivaled in College Park history. I'm just excited for it.
I'm wondering if they're going to intentionally go for the mark instead of going for the 3 or whatever it would be that would take them over. They have the lead to mess around a little bit just to try and get these fans the moment they've been looking for this entire game. They've been going nuts. I've seen more 6-7s in the stands than I can count. That's what happens, though, when it's field trip day. The tradition is going strong, and we are about to get back underway for a second half of basketball here at the Xfinity Center. Blue Devils going left to right. Maryland swapping to go right to left. It'll be Noin to start out for the Blue Devils. Heavy pressure already from Maryland's defense. It was led by Addie Mack. Got knocked out of bounds by Maryland. So it will remain Blue Devil ball. Inbounding is Pearson. She gets it over to Noin. Lucia Noin working her way to the near side. As her pass is intercepted by Maryland. The layup is up and off target from Walker. Rebound grab by the Blue Devils. It's Noin. She tried to make a pass to her teammate. She bounced it out of bounds, so it will remain Maryland ball. Noin, she has 9 points on the game, but she also has 7 of CCSU's 18 turnovers. 20 turnovers. Maryland now driving in and putting in the basket is Okonawa. She's up to 14. 59-16, 9:30 remaining in the third. Noin bringing it up for CCSU. Gets it over to Henry. Looking over her options out to Noin. Out to the corner now from the paint. Layup too strong for CCSU, and a foul called. Just a reach in there, so it will be Maryland ball. Foul called on Kayla Henry, and it will be Maryland ball. Garzone to Mack on the inbound. Mack working her way to the near side, finds Okonawa. Garzone sets the screen. Okonawa puts up a mid-range jumper, won't go. Rebound grabbed by CCSU and Noin. Noin looking over her options, driving in towards the basket. Now brings her way back out, sends the pass over to the far near side. Pearson working her way over. It's Lewis now. As we have a whistle here. Lewis lost control. Foul on Maryland. Garzone picks up her second. And so to the line will be Lewis shooting 2. First free throw attempts for CCSU today. She sinks the first one. Looking to go 2 for 2 as the crowd is loud here at the Xfinity Center. Lewis sinks them both up to 4 points on the game. So now it's Maryland. 59-18 up front, 8:35 remaining. In this third quarter, Mack with it at the top of the key. Driving in towards the basket, puts up a layup, too strong. So it'll be Noin with the rebound. Noin finds Lewis. Lewis for a deep three off the rim. Maryland gets it to Garzone, signaling to her team. Into the paint is Okanawa. Puts up the layup, no good. Mack with the rebound, she's got it with the foul. Basket no good, but she is fouled on the way up. So Addie Mack will head to the line. Kayla Henry given the foul, her second on the game. Mack with 10 points in the game, 2 for 3 from the line in this one. First free throw is good, off the rim and dribbles in. Mack sinks the second one. Trying to get a wave going here at the Xfinity Center. Somewhat working as CCSU is pushing up with Ramos. Ramos gets it to the corner, it's Lewis. Lewis passes intercepted by Maryland. Okanawa to Mack. Mack for the layup, she's got it. 62-18 Maryland, 7:30 remaining. Krista Ramos gets it over to the corner. CCSU misses the shot. Rebound grabbed by CCSU, but it is sent out of bounds. Maryland will regain possession. Both sides making a couple of substitutions here. As Barnes will check in for CCSU. The three is no good from Maryland. Garzone, she hit 4 in a row earlier. Now she's missed each of her last 4. So now CCSU pushing up the court. Pearson into the corner. Now kicks it out to Barnes for 3. Excuse me, that's Ramos. She misses it. Rebound grabbed by Maryland. We get it out to Garzone. She drives in, puts up a layup and good. That's her first points, not off the three-pointer in this one. 64-18 as timeout is called. 64-18 Maryland. CCSU calls timeout. Peter. Maryland has just pulled away here. CCSU with just 2 points.
Yeah, the Blue Devils really struggling to get anything going in quarter number 3. I mean, these are the times when you kind of see the difference in the levels of Division I women's basketball. You see what the power conference teams can do, and especially a team like Maryland and Coach Brenda Fries. They will never, ever, ever take their foot off the gas. They're going to go pedal the metal 100% of the time, regardless who they're playing. And they're going to keep pressing, and they're going to keep swarming the ball, double teaming, trying to go for the steal whenever possible. And it's paying off today. 22 turnovers for the Blue Devils. Maryland has 13 steals. They're led by Okanawa with 4. And that turns into so many fast break points. The Terps are doing a great job getting in transition. They've got 20 fast break points on the day, including taking 25 layups. That's not something you see often this early in the game against another Division I team, but they're getting into the paint and they're hitting the shots.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. However, I do want to give a shout out on the side of the Blue Devils to Kaya Lewis. She may only have 4 points on the day, but she's been playing really well overall. She has 4 rebounds, only 1 turnover in her 19 minutes of play today. She's been someone that the Blue Devils have gone to when Noin hasn't been open. She's been solid thus far. on the side of Maryland. They have 3 in double digits with Adimak, Luchi Okanawa, and Yardeng Garzone. Izimenmi Ozzy Mamadou at 8, looking for her double digits here. But Okanawa leading the way for Maryland, 8 rebounds, 4 steals. She's been very, very good here today. 20 steals on the day coming in, make it 24 now. Been very solid on the defensive side of the ball. But it is 64-18 Maryland as we are in our timeout. Both teams coming back onto the court now. CCSU, no points in the last 2 minutes. They've scored just 2 in the quarter, but they also only scored 2 in the second quarter. 14 points in the first, nothing since.
Yeah, I mean, it's just generally it's been a tough one for the Blue Devils. They're only averaging 51 points a game this year as a team. That is tied for 5th last in Division I out of 359 teams. And they're shooting just 31% as a team. That's tied for 2nd to last in Division I. This is a team that's 4th to last in the net. They're 359th in the country. So still not one of the stronger teams that the Terps will see this season.
Blue Devils with the 3-point shot by Barnes is off target. And now the Terps driving forward. A 3 gets them to the coveted 67 points. Will they go for it? Garzone is not on the court right now. Excuse me, she is. She does take a 3, won't go. She was hit in the corner. She worked her way around to the other side. The 3 was off target. It's now the Blue Devils working their way up. It's Ramos. They get it over to Noyne. Noyne brings it into the paint. Off target. And Maryland with the rebound. Addie Mack. For 3. Won't go. They're really trying to get this. The crowd is ready for it. CCSU driving. Noyne with it now. Kicks it out to Henry. Won't go on the mid-range. And we have a whistle blown. Possession arrow goes to Maryland. Jump ball called. That'll be Garzone to inbound it.
Yeah, I have to imagine they're going to look towards Garzone here. The Terps have only made 5 3-pointers today. She's got 4 of them.
Addie Mack driving up the court. Finds Walker, finds Garzone, finds Okanawa. Out to Mack. Fakes the 3. Out to Okanawa for 3. Off target. Rebound grabbed by Okanawa. She walks back out to 3-point range to Garzone for 3. Off target again. Another offensive rebound. They get it back out to Garzone. Garzone. 12 to shoot. Gets up a 3. She's got it. 67 points. And the crowd at the Xfinity Center has gone nuclear. CCSU now driving. They put up a mid-range jumper, no good. Out for 3 now, sinking it. The 3-point shot good. That was Pearson. Now Maryland driving in. Okanawa gets it in and the foul. We knew it was coming. It got loud. And Maryland leads 69-20, 3:47 remaining in the third. Noyne picking up the foul there. It's her second on the game. The refs are discussing something at the moment, as we do have a timeout called. 69-20, Maryland leads, 3:47 remaining in this third quarter. We're going to take a break from the Xfinity Center. We will be right back. Welcome back to the Xfinity Center. Maryland leading CCSU 69-20 with just under 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. I'm Jack Zwirn alongside Peter Kelly. And Peter, this game is getting out of hand as Maryland extends their lead.
Yeah, it's certainly been a fun one here in College Park. 69-20 your score. Maryland comfortably out in front. One thing I'm interested to see for the rest of the season, the Terps, as we know, have 4 players that will miss the remainder of this year with injuries. Leah Bartelma, Ava McKenney, Kayleen Schmeichel, and Bree McDaniel. That leaves them with just 11 players to finish out the season with. And today, we've seen no Saylor Poffenbarger and no Rainey Wilson. That's given the Terps just 9 players, and we're going to have to see how Coach Freeze will utilize this depth. In the Minnesota game, which went to 2 overtimes, the Terps really only used 6 players. They needed Mack for 48 minutes, Poffenbarger for 48, and Garzone to play the full 50. So I'm interested to see what Coach Brenda Freeze is going to do for the rest of this season, dealing with some short-handed team.
So Okanoa finishes her three-point play, makes the free throw, then checks out. New lineup for Maryland: Okanoa, Walker, Boyko, Garzone, and Williams. For CCSU, it's Lewis, Ramos, Henry, Noyne, and Patrick. It's Lewis right now. Finds Ramos, back out to Patrick. Open in the corner is Lewis, making her way back to the center. From the top of the arc, she sends it over to Ramos. 6 to shoot, puts up a 3. Off target. Maryland with the rebound. Out to Garzone. She's so good from 3. She finds it into Boyko. Boyko passes over to Williams, who's fouled on the way up. So Maryland with a 50-point advantage. Foul called on Kayla Henry. And it's Williams at the line. Brianna Williams shooting 800 from the line. She misses her first shot. And misses the second as well. So 0 for 2 on that opportunity for Maryland. CCSU gets it into the paint, and Henry puts it up and in with the layup. And Maryland driving quickly here as Kendall Walker puts in the layup. Lead back up to 50. Just under 3 minutes in the third remain. It's Ramos, over to Patrick. Over to the middle, it's Henry. Henry gets it back out to Patrick for 3. Off the mark. Brianna Williams bringing it up for Maryland, gets it over to Garzone, who sinks another 3. She's up to 20. 20 points for Garzone in this one. And she'll now check out Mir McLean checks in for Maryland. Kayla Henry comes out for the Blue Devils. Coming in to replaces Matilda Torrey. And there's a foul called on Maryland as CCSU is just trying to maneuver the ball around the top of the key. Walker picks it up. Not a shooting foul, so it'll be just an inbound play. Patrick puts it back into play. It's Ramos. CCSU trying to drive into the basket. Ball mishandled, but they get the rebound. They get the ball back. 3-point shot is off the mark from Torrey, and it's out of bounds. Maryland possession. Maryland up by 53 over Central Connecticut State. They have it with McLean. Now Walker with it from the near side, driving over, passes it out to McLean, back over to Walker, driving in towards the paint, finds Brianna Williams for a long two, in and out. Walker with the rebound, her shot is off the mark. Ramos with the rebound for the Blue Devils. Now they get it over to Noyne. Lucia Noyne now to Patrick for three, off the mark. Williams with the rebound for Maryland. Now Mir McLean back over to Williams, driving towards the basket. Fouled on the way up. Maryland with 40 rebounds in this one. A huge number of them. 29 defensive, 11 offensive rebounds. Not something you see very often as Brianna Williams heads to the stripe. First free throw is good. She went 0 for 2 last time she was at the line. This time she goes 2 for 2. Lucia Noyne inbounds for CCSU to Ramos. Ramos with 3 points on the game. Over to Patrick, looking for her first points. Gets it over to the corner for Noyne. Pass back into the paint. Stolen by Maryland. We have a whistle. Foul called. No foul called. Possession arrow coming into play here. And it will be Blue Devil ball. Ramos out to Patrick. Back to Ramos from the near corner. Now driving out. Long three from Lucia Noyne is in. Maryland now looking for the last shot of the quarter. 15 seconds remain. 77-25, Maryland leads. It's Kendall Walker. Under 6 to shoot, puts up a mid-range. Off the mark. Williams with the rebound, she goes down. And possession arrow will once again go to Maryland. 2 seconds on the clock, 2.9 to be exact. It'll be a catch, dribble, and shoot for the final shot of the third quarter. Maryland inbounds it. And the shot unable to get off from Mir McLean. She was being defended well by CCSU. And that is the end of the third quarter, 77-25. Maryland leads by 52 as the third quarter has come to an end. Peter, what do you see here in the third?
It's been more of the same. It's been a great job by Maryland to not let up. They've done a great job kind of stifling the Central Connecticut State offense, although Central Connecticut State kept the score the closest that they could. 20-9 your score in that quarter. Maryland only had an 11-point advantage in the third period. But after that dominant first quarter, there was really no chance for the Blue Devils to work their way back into this one. And a 52-point lead is where we stand, 77-25 Maryland with just one quarter to play.
And with that, we will take a break to go to the fourth quarter. Peter Kelly will be taking back over the play-by-play duties. I'm Jack Zwirn. We'll be back from the Xfinity Center for WBC Sports, your Terps, your station.
We welcome you back in. 3 quarters down, 1 to play here in College Park at the Xfinity Center. My name is Peter Kelly. Alongside me is Jack Zwirn, and we've got a blowout. 77-25, Maryland doing it all here on this beautiful Friday morning. And they start off this quarter more of the same. They force a turnover from the Blue Devils. Okonowa, nice find to Mack, but Mack couldn't get the bucket to go. And the defensive rebound pulled down by Nakora Patrick for the Blue Devils. At the red end, dribbling is Crystal Ramos. Ramos now to the left wing, defended by Okonowa. She shimmy shakes her, now drives inside. Too strong off the glass. Defensive rebound from Maryland, Brianna Williams. 9.5 to play in this contest. Addie Mack at the top of the key. Swings it to the left corner. Here's Okonowa driving inside, off the glass. Count it, and the foul. Oluchi Okonowa up to 19 on the day. 9 of 15 shooting. And also has 9 rebounds and 5 assists to boot. Another great performance from Maryland's leading scorer, Oluchi Okonowa. The junior guard from Boston heads to the free throw line to try to tack on the point after. Transferring in from Duke after she was named the ACC Tournament Most Valuable Player last year for the Blue Devils. She cannot get the free throw to go, so her total stays at 19. And the total for Maryland stays at 79, but they still have a 54-point advantage. CCSU with the ball. Nakora Patrick on the left wing. She drives past her defender, Okonowa. She got a nice screen, but she can't get the mid-range jumper to go. Williams rebound to Okonowa. Mack driving inside at the right block. Jump ball called. Some hard contact there from Crystal Ramos right on Mack. Freshman on freshman crime. That will go to the possession arrow, and it points back towards the Terrapins. Staying on this end, Mack finds Garzone. She jacks up another 3. This one rattles around and out. But the offensive rebound right there for Okonowa. She can't get it. Ball loose. It trickles off of the leg of a Blue Devil, and it stays at this end. Maryland leading this one by 54, 79-25. 8:48 to play in this contest. Terps shooting on the left hoop. Blue Devils shooting on the right. Terps in their home all whites with the red numerals, and the Blue Devils in their visiting all blues with the white numerals. 8.5 to play. Okonowa driving in from the left wing, lost it on the way up on the layup. Stripped away there by Kayla Henry. She comes away with it and gives it to Lucia Noyne, who will run the point for the Blue Devils. The defender, Brianna Williams, has sagged off a little bit. Noyne with some space. Now she dishes to Kayla Henry at the rock. Lewis trying to go up with it, had it blocked away by Boyko. Terps moving forward after another Mason possession by the Blue Devils. Addie Mack all the way in, coast to coast, gets the left-handed layup off the glass. 81-25, 2 minutes having gone by in the fourth quarter. Ramos, the freshman point guard, appearing in her 11th game of the season. Elbow jumper taken by Henry, and it's no good, but the offensive rebound tracked down by the Blue Devils. Now inside Nakora Patrick, scoop shot off the glass, it's good. Went to work on the bigger defender, Brianna Williams, and scooped her right in off the right side of the backboard. 81-27 your score, Maryland still out in front. Gearzone trying to go to work. Shimmy shake now gives it up to Mack at the left wing, now to the top of the key. Mack dribbling the ball, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Mack to the left wing with Okonowa. Okonowa thought about a three, got her defender to jump. Now drives to the left elbow, drops to the left block for Williams. And Williams dumps it in easily off the left side of the glass. 83-27 Maryland. Blue Devils with possession. Ramos, the point guard. Standing 10 feet out from the left side of the three-point line. Now it's at the right elbow with Kayla Henry. Henry had it tipped away. She got it back. Tried to dump it down low for Noyne. Noyne falling out of bounds. Somehow gets it to the corner for Crystal Ramos. Ramos on the left wing. Gives it to Patrick. 6 to shoot. Patrick trying to go to work on Williams. Spin move. Tries another scoop shot. She gets this one too. Nakora Patrick back-to-back buckets. And it's 83-29 Maryland. Still in front. Gearzone quick three off the possession. No good. Yarden Gearzone. Jackie mentioned her family in attendance today. She certainly showed out, the leading scorer in this game on both sides, 20 points, including 6 made three-pointers. 6 minutes, 20 seconds to play. Maryland leading this one by 54. Ramos for the Blue Devils. Kicks it to the corner, three-pointer from Patrick. I believe it was blocked by Williams. Now the offensive rebound, Terps coming away with it. Coast to coast, Okonowa can't get the layup to go, but she was fouled on the way up, and she'll shoot two. 83-29 your score. Terps will check in Walker and Ozzy Mamadou for Mack and Williams. These teams have matched up once in their history. In 2015, Maryland took the only contest here at Xfinity, 86-43. Back in the days of Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, who had 18, and Brianna Jones, who had 14. Of course, both those players, Maryland alums, now balling out for the Atlanta Dream of the W. That season, the Terps would finish 31-4, one of their best seasons in recent memory. They won their third straight Big Ten tournament. They were a second seed in the NCAA tournament, but they were then upset by the 7th seed Washington Huskies, who have a player you may have heard of, Kelsey Plum. Formerly the all-time leading scorer in D1 history. She put in 32 in the days of Plum and Osahor. That team made it to the Final Four. Okonowa goes 1 for 2, but she's right there with her board on the second. She gets the layup, and 3 points, always better than 1. 86-29, under 6 to play, Maryland in business.
And with that rebound there, Okonowa up to a double-double, 22 points, 10 rebounds.
Top of the key for the Blue Devils, shooting on the right basket. Now Ramos on the right wing, hands it off to Noyne, looking down low. The target was Kaya Lewis. Defending well was Ozzy Mamadou, and a foul is called on the entry pass. It will stay at this end as the whistle is going to be blown against Ozzy Mamadou.
Maryland at 86 points thus far. They've failed to score 80 points in just one game this season. That was against Kentucky, where they won 74-66. They've scored over 90 in each of their last 4, looking to match that mark once again here today.
They've got just about 5.5 minutes left to get there. They need 14 points to break the century mark. Left wing three up from Patrick is no good. Defensive rebound for Boyko, and the Terps now moving forward with it. 5:20 to play. Gearzone jacks up a right wing three. She nails it. Gearzone and Fuego from behind the arc. It's her 7th made three of the game, and it's a new season high 23 for Yarden Gearzone, the transfer in from Indiana. in her first season in a different red and white. She's been unbelievable for Coach Brenda Fries. 5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Wild layup is no good for the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils. In transition, Boyko missed the open layup, but Walker's right there. She can't get her layup, but a third chance opportunity for Ozzy Mamadou. She sinks it. She's 5 for 5. She's got 10 points, and the Maryland lead is 62.
All CCSU can do now is try and swing the momentum for their next game, as that shot is off target. Next game is hosting LIU, who's at the top of the Northeast Conference, on January 2nd. So they have time to regroup, but hopefully for them they can get some momentum to go their way towards the end of this one.
Garzone tries another three from the left corner. It's no good. Defensive rebound. Foul called on the floor. It's going to go against the Blue Devils. Been a couple skirmishes on the rebounding front. Ozzy Mamadou's been at the center of a couple of them, and she drew the contact there. 4:12 to play in quarter number 4. That brings us to our last media timeout. It's been all Maryland here at the Xfinity Center, and this sellout crowd loving every second of it. We've got so many elementary schools represented. An estimated 13,000 students in attendance today. The Xfinity Center filled up quite nicely on this Friday right before Christmas break.
Yeah, we just mentioned that this is the last non-conference game for both sides. So starting after the holidays, January 2nd for CCSU, they have LIU, and then they travel to New Haven 2 days later to start conference play. Both those teams, LIU and New Haven, above CCSU in the standings, but New Haven is 2-8 on the year, and neither squad really has a winning record. The entire Northeast Conference outside of FDU, not with winning records, but maybe that'll allow for CCSU to rack up some wins. Meanwhile, for Maryland, they have a bit of time off before their next game, 10 days out. Back here at the Xfinity Center, Wisconsin coming into play. That'll be at 4 o'clock, and then they travel out for a New Year's Day matchup against Illinois in Illinois. Both these teams, different goals, different agendas. CCSU looking to turn their season around. Maryland looking to improve their seeding for, I know it's early, but for March.
Every win counts for the Terrapins. Even games like this, it's just another way for Coach Fries to get her players ready for these big-time atmospheres that come with the pressure of February, March, and maybe possibly April. The Blue Devils played an interesting conference. They play in the NEC, and they're a new member in that. It's kind of a conference that's being jumbled together as all the realignment's happening. They've got 2 new programs in the recent years from Division II, Stonehill and Lemoyne. And this is not new, I would say, for Central Connecticut State. They're 0-10 right now in their non-conference games. They're about to go to 0-11. But last year in the non-conference, they went 1-13, and their only win was against the Division II team, Bridgeport University. You think after that, how can they possibly rebound that season and make it competitive? Well, they did well in their conference. They finished third at 10-6 in the NEC, behind Stonehill at 11-5, and Fairleigh Dickinson, who was far and away the best team that year. The Knights went 16-0, a perfect undefeated record in conference, 29-4 overall, before eventually vowing out as a 15 seed against TCU in the NCAA tournament. The Blue Devils season ended in disappointment last year. They hosted a home conference tournament game for the first time since 2015, but they dropped it to Chicago State 70-60. And they lost one of their big players from last year, the first ever Central Connecticut State Blue Devil to win NEC Player of the Year, Belle Lanford, who averaged 22 points a game. They lost her. She graduated. So now they've got to find that production back. Head coach Kristen Caruso's in her first full season. She took over midway through last year and led them to a respectable 9-6 record down the stretch. Now she's got a full year. She had to recruit. She brought in a couple freshmen. She brought in a couple transfers. And this game is important, sure, but the real games matter in the NEC and conference play.
And that third place finish in the NEC was the most wins for CCSU since the 2016-2017 season. Looking to, with the conference play starting, looking to turn that around, match that total.
91-29 off the restart out of the media timeout. It's Central Connecticut State trying to work on the right hoop. 6 to shoot. Lucia Noyen's going to jack up a deep three off the side of the rim. No good. Defensive rebound from Maryland. Yarden Garzone. 3.5 minutes to play. Garzone fires up ahead for Boyko. Touch pass to Walker, but she cannot find her. It's tracked down in the corner by Fritea, and the Terps will now reset it. Walker moving right to left. Now Boyko in the right corner. Misses everything with the mid-range. 91-29 still, but Maryland struggling to get some offense going in quarter number 4. Just 14 points so far. Seemed like the Terps could be heading towards all kinds of scoring records after a 39-point explosion in the first quarter. The next 3 quarters have been a little more pedestrian. 3:09 to play. The clock is stopped after a whistle with Central Connecticut State having the ball. It'll stay at this end after the foul was called on Yarden Garzone. It's her 3rd. The 5 on the floor for the Terrapins. Nicole Fritea is checked back in, the freshman from Romania, as well as Brianna Williams, Isieme Ozzy Mamadou, Yarden Garzone, and Kendall Walker. Fresh set of 20 seconds on the shot clock for the Blue Devils. Krista Ramos at the right wing. Shot clock is now dribbled down to 8. Patrick dumps it low for Henry. Kayla Henry trying to work on Ozzy Mamadou. 3 to shoot. Turnaround is no good. Ball tracked down on the baseline. Seeing her first action today is Electra Lakaki. She stepped out of bounds on the rebound, and it goes back towards Maryland. "24 turnovers today for the Blue Devils. Maryland just 8. It's been the story of this game. The Terps leading in virtually every statistical category. Ozzy Mamadou trying to find Garzone down low. A foul is called on the entry pass. 2:38 to play, 91-29. Maryland still leading the charge. Foul called on Krista Ramos. And then we'll go down low for a baseline inbound for the Terrapins. Terps going big right now. They've got 3 players at 6'3", and Fritea's 6'1". They give it to one of the 6'3" girls, Garzone. She's trying to muscle up inside. Takes a fadeaway mid-range shot, no good. Offensive rebound, Izzy Mamadou. She cannot put it in. Another offensive board for Fritea. Gives it right to Garzone, and Garzone from 8 feet out. It's pure. Yarden Garzone having by far her best game of the season. Up to 25 points, 9 of 19 shooting, 7 of 16 from 3. But what just happened is not a good sign for Maryland. Isieme Ozzy Mamadou hobbling off a little bit. She has to hop off. She cannot put weight on her left foot. She's already wearing a brace on her right knee. So she has to exit, and a quick sub in is Maria Boyko. We hope that Isieme Ozzy Mamadou is okay. It would be so huge to get her down the stretch, and to lose her, it would just be devastating after 4 Terps will miss the rest of the season with injuries. 93-29, 2:11 to play. The 5 for Maryland now: Williams, Fritea, McLean, Boyko, and Kendall Walker. 2:11 to play in this contest. Terps lead it by 54, 93-29. Nakora Patrick at the left wing. Patrick slicing in, goes underhanded off the glass, no good. Defensive rebound, Fritea. Now moving ahead. Walker dishes it to Boyko. Boyko strongly off the glass. Layup is good. 95-29 Maryland. Under 2 minutes to play in this contest. 95-29. Terps trying to get to the century mark for the second time in the last 2 games. Standing at the left wing is Maddie Torre. Now over to Ramos for the Blue Devils. Ramos, spin move in the paint. Tosses up a shot, it won't go. Central Connecticut State still stuck at 29 points. Walker with 1:20 to play, gives it to McLean. McLean, the Euro step inside, she's fouled. She'll head to the line, and she'll shoot 2 free throws. 1:17 left to play at the Xfinity Center. Most of the student populations have stayed, although some were lost after the 6-7 massacre that took out so much of this crowd that had been waiting to stay just for that magic number. Remember, McLean takes her visit to the free throw line. She's 2 for 2 on the day. The 6th-year senior puts up the first, and it's no good off the back of the rim. As mentioned by you, Jack, both teams will enter conference play after this game. For the Blue Devils, it's going to be the Long Island Sharks. That'll go back at home up in Connecticut. And for Maryland, they will host Wisconsin on December 29th, Monday at 4 here at Xfinity. Second one goes down for McLean, 96-29 your score. 1 minute to play. Ramos fires up a left wing three off the back of the rim, too strong. Offensive rebound long. It goes out to Rada Ava. Patrick at the left elbow gives it back to Ramos. Ramos back to Patrick, thought about a three from the left wing, now drives inside. Offensive foul. Kendall Walker showing you how tenacious this Maryland team is, how they never let up. She's taking a charge with 50 seconds to play in and I can't believe I'm saying this, it's a 67-point game.
It was meant to be. Field trip day, elementary school in town. They hit 67 earlier. Might as well win by 67.
Walker, bad pass, turnover. Going back towards the Blue Devils. 43.8 to play. Ramos inbounds to Patrick. The bench emptied for Coach Kristen Caruso and the Blue Devils. Nakora Patrick swarmed in the backcourt. Whistle blown, and I think a timeout was called. Head coach Kristen Caruso realized her team was not going to get it over in the allotted 10 seconds. So a timeout called to save the turnover. Kristen Caruso, the head coach for the Blue Devils, in her 9th season as a head coach, but her first full season with the Central Connecticut State team. She's a graduate of UConn in 1990, and she played 4 years in the early part of Coach Gino Oriema's tenure, and she was actually a part of UConn's first ever Final Four team. Over 4 years, she averaged a solid 11 points a game and 5 rebounds a game. And immediately after, she went to be an assistant coach under Gino. So now she's at the helm of a different team in Connecticut, trying to bring them to prominence like she did herself back with UConn in the 1980s. 35.7 seconds to play, 22 on the shot clock. Out of the timeout, it'll be Blue Devil possession. Really no way to sugarcoat this one. Since that first quarter, when you thought it couldn't get any worse, it got a lot worse. Central Connecticut State put up 14 in the first, and then the rest of the way they put up just 15 over the last 3 quarters. That's good for just 29 points. That makes it a 67-point game. Here on Field Trip Day, the DJ certainly understood the assignment. We've heard so many great song selections. The SpongeBob SquarePants theme playing now. We've heard Fiend. We've heard Not Like Us. We've heard the 6-7 song, naturally. We've heard All I Want for Christmas Is You. We've heard Demon Hunters. I'm not as familiar with that one. I think I'm getting a little old myself, but the kids here seem to love it. Ball back in play. And I don't think Caruso prepared her team well for that inbound play. There was just 2 seconds to get the ball over, and instead of trying to bend it over on the inbound pass, the Blue Devils just passed it right backwards, and they do get the 10-second violation. 14-second differential. Maryland looking to add on. Williams inside. She puts it off the glass and in. Brianna Williams, another solid performance. This team's leader in field goal percentage at just about 59%. She's 3 of 5 on the day. She's got 9 points to her name, and she hit her only 3. Shot clock turned off, 15 seconds. Ramos cuts into the lane, and she's fouled. Whistle blown against Mir McLean, the 5'11 power forward for the Terrapins, and it will send Krista Ramos to the line. These will be just the 3rd and 4th free throws of the game for the Blue Devils. First one is no good for Krista Ramos, and the crowd that stayed is certainly giving her an earful. The freshman Ramos puts up the second, and she sinks it. That brings the Blue Devils to 30 points on the day. 98-30 your score, and Maryland will let the clock run out. Lucky number 13 here in Terpsville. The Terps advance to 13-0, unblemished through the first 2 months of the season. Walker lets it go, and that will do it here at the Xfinity Center. On Field Trip Day, it was all smiles and all laughter as the Terps get in, get the job done, and win this one by 68.
Yeah, Maryland was just absolutely dominant here today. Nothing CCSU could do to turn this one around. They just didn't have the power. They don't have the ability to match somebody like Yarden Garzone, who was on an absolute heater today. 25 points, including 7 3-point shots made. Okanawa, 22 points of her own with 10 rebounds, the double-double there. Ozzy Mamadou, 1 rebound short of a double-double. That would have been 2 straight if she had gotten that extra rebound. But this was just dominance for Maryland. CCSU, this is the first time in the last 12-plus seasons that they have scored 30 or less points. It was just a disappointment of a game for them. They'll take some lessons learned from it. They know how good Brenda Fries is as a coach, how good Maryland is this year. Maybe they see something in Maryland's offense that they can use in their offense, or defense, to then use in non-conference play, turn their season around like they did last year, as you mentioned. It's a learning game for the Blue Devils. What did they learn? What can they apply to future games?
Yeah, definitely a learning opportunity for both teams. I think Coach Caruso for the Blue Devils will get a lot out of this one. She'll understand what it's going to take to beat a team like Maryland that will press you all game, and they'll play pedal to the metal for the full 40 minutes. But Maryland on the other side, it's also a learning game for Coach Fries. She's looking to see where she can turn to on her bench for production. Getting a little shorthanded this year, 4 Terps out for the season with injuries. But maybe it's someone like Brianna Williams, who had another 9-point game today. She's played great in her limited minutes this year. Maybe she sees more time as we get in the conference play.
Yeah, maybe we will see more of Brianna Williams. She was very solid today. 5 rebounds in addition to her 9 points, 2 assists as well. For Coach Brenda Fries, win number 665. So close to being the perfect number for Field Trip Day, but we did get to the 67 points. The kids were excited. It was a great day here at the Xfinity Center. Great game for Maryland. 98-30 the final. Any final thoughts, Peter?
Just so much fun to be at this game right before Christmas break. So much fun to call it with you, Jack. Had a ton of fun with this crowd. It's so easy to feed off this energy, and it's so fun to see that the Terps can get the job done. They close out the non-conference in style, and then after the break on the 29th, they bring home their first home conference game against the Wisconsin Badgers. We'll have the coverage for you on WMUC on that Monday at 4. It'll be at the Xfinity Center, and we'll have it for you right here on YouTube. That'll just about do it for us here at the Xfinity Center. Izimeme Ozzy Mamadou getting a nice hand as she's interviewed by the crowd. And that'll just about do it for us. Maryland comfortably winning this one 98-30. My name is Peter Kelly. I was joined by Jack Zwirn. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Signing off.